told you guys, cannot say I am late before 6:01. The stream started between 6:00 and no seconds and 6:00:59 seconds. So it is illegal. It is completely and totally prohibited to say that I am late. It's not allowed. So, oh jeez, this week has been like a mess. I've just been playing Dead by Daylight. That song is just a remix of the Michael Myers stalking song, which obviously is taken from Halloween to begin with, but that's where I found it. So what should I start with? I guess I have junk. I have like random junk to talk about. Like nobody cares. Well, I'm so lost at how to start streams now. Usually there's a 10-minute segment where I talk about my plants and my pigeons. The only thing I'm growing right now is ladybugs. There's like a fucking corner of my of the frame around my door that like a bunch of ladybugs have taken roost in. I'm not particularly upset by it because I like ladybugs and they eat aphids. I wish they would have taken up residence in my house before aphids killed my fucking plants, but whatever. We can't have everything we want apparently. I was surprised right before the stream I premiered the review I did of Squid Game, and I was surprised at the overall positive reaction, and more so surprised at all the people who thought I was reading a script. I guess I sound different when I do like videos because I'm doing like retakes. Like all I do, right? Because I'm not like a professional. I don't know how to do anything professionally. I sit at my editor and I press the record button. And I say what I want to say, and if it doesn't come out right, I retake it over and over again until it sounds around what I was hoping to get out of what I wanted to say. And I guess it just sounds. I don't know. I have like a different posture, probably like a different attitude. Because when I talk to chat, when I do my stream, I have an audience like right there, and I get instant feedback for everything I say. And when you're editing something, it's just different. The approach is different like psychological profile for addressing it. More reviews. I would like to do one a month. That's going to be my goal because I told the people on Gumroad that I would do reviews once a month, and I think that this idea of doing a review once a month, taking the few hours or a couple days in this case, because it was like 9 hours of video footage to render down. But taking a couple hours to put something together for the Gumroad people is a good idea. And then instead of just like hiding it, I can still share it with people and I can premiere it and like show it live to people and talk to people while it plays. And that was fun. It was fun seeing people's reactions and what people responded to. It was all good fun. So I'll probably do more. And I need to shill the Gumroad more for a reason that will be explained later on in the stream. I might have to become more shilly, I guess. And it sucks trying to like, I don't know. I've been always like opposed to making money. I hate asking people for money. I hate trying to sell people stuff. It like skeeves me out. But the last week has been kind of shitty, and I will explain my shilliness, and people are gonna like it. I know people are gonna be fucking angry to even try, but they don't have a choice. So I'll get to that. Before I do though, I want to broadcast a statement from Keemstar, who is retiring. He is retiring from his job of host of the drama alert. So I will now show this. Hopefully this works. Okay.
What is up, Drama Alert Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keemstar.
I don't like, for the record, I do not like Keemstar. I've never liked Keemstar. The only time I've ever gone to bat for Keemstar was when Shadman was drawing porn of his daughter. I notified his agent and I said, you should probably like contact the police about this. And I never got a reply, which I didn't expect, but that's the only time I ever felt bad for Keemstar. But he really shouldn't be putting his kids out on the internet to begin with, to be fair.
Where
This video is 12 minutes long, and now that I think about it, he doesn't actually say anything interesting, so there's no reason to play it. um, Basically, what he says is he wants people to audition to be the host of the Oh, and I forgot the girl that he split up with this woman, by the way, and I thought that he was trying to like settle into like a trad life, right? He had hooked up with some girl in Buffalo and they had a kid, and I thought like, oh, he's like totally fucking moving on with this shit. That was literally his girlfriend's daughter, and then they split up, and the kid's gone too because it's not his daughter at all. And now he's alone again. I think he's single, and I think he's moving to L.A. So we have maybe like 3 years before Keemstar is like sucking dick on OnlyFans just for fun. He doesn't even need the money. He just wants to suck dick, and he wants people to see him sucking dick. So Keemstar is fucked. He maybe he's like he'll probably like date teenagers and stuff. I think he already is. So he's dedicated himself to fucking up his life, which is great. LA consumes another soul, as it does, as it tends to do. We have to keep LA satiated. LA is actually built on like an ancient Aztec burial ground, and we still have to do ritual sacrifices. So like the little hat people know this, and they know that the Mayan or the Aztec doomsday is right around the corner, right? So they have to like sacrifice people on the subs. They have this great set for Hollywood that's like a pyramid made in an Aztec way, and every so often they shoot a movie where they have to rip someone's heart out and tumble it down the stone steps to a cheering crowd of extras, and they do this to abate people, to abate the apocalypse, as predicted by the Aztec calendar. So Keemstar is doing his part. He desires to be sacrificed to the gods who have very complicated names that I can't pronounce. DSP's unkillable. DSP's in Seattle. DSP ever moves to LA, I can show you a dead DSP. That motherfucker would be rolling down the pyramid real fast. It's nice. Yeah, it is. They do it for our benefit. They're really great people, actually, when you really stop and think about it. So Keemstar has decided. So here's his great scheme, by the way. If you don't know, Keemstar is like an actual millionaire. I think he's like he went into the mobile game scene and he shilled the fuck out of a bunch of mobile games that he probably paid like $40,000 for like some Estonian company to throw together in 3 months. And then he shills it. He makes $1 million, several $1 million shilling this fucking app. And then I mean, he really doesn't need to work again. But what does he want to do? He wants to go to LA and he wants to hire someone to take his place on Drama Alert. So he doesn't want to be the face of Drama Alert, but he wants to own the rights to it. And he wants to hire people to cast for him. So he'll be paying the wage of whoever takes that job, and they won't actually inherit his show. He'll still be making money off of it, which I guess is smart, but it's the ethics here is questionable, I guess. And it really raises the question, like, don't most people who watch a show like Drama Alert like Keemstar? I get the feeling that the people watching that are more interested in Keemstar and less so about like the content. Like if you took my show's format where you just read like the featured stuff on the forum and replaced me with someone else, I don't think it probably would not be the same show. Like if you swapped me out for like Vito. Vito left a comment on my last video, by the way, calling me jealous. So just imagine if I was Vito for a bit and I was just reading the same shit from the site. Like I can't imagine that it would be the same show and they track the same audience. I think it would be a little bit different. And people would probably not be too happy about that if I just sold it to Vito. Give it to Ralph. Oh God. So that's the Keemstar. He's doing it on his 40th birthday. He wants to switch over before his 40th birthday, which I guess was a good time to do it. Oops, I just clicked an icon to open a KDE. Oh God, please go away. I need Actually, okay, let me sum up this before I get into the Russell Greer stuff, because there is Russell Greer stuff to talk about. I have to find this video real quick. Chantal has been. It's been a while since I've talked about Chantal or shown any video of her, but I feel compelled to right now because she's really outdone herself this week. It's always like a question like how could she possibly destroy her life anymore? And what happened is that
Sorry.
Nader, I think it's actually pronounced Nader. Nader was accused by someone of sexually assaulting a woman. And the woman in question is like 70 years old. And the accusation was that Nader met her at her hotel room. They had planned to meet up. He raped her in the hotel room and then left. And when this came out, people were very angry, obviously. And what's her face? Chantal was like, "Oh, I don't know if I could ever look at him again. I don't know if I could ever look him in the eyes again. I can't be around someone who could do that." You want to guess what happened, chat? Would you like to guess what the current situation between Nader and Chantal is? Barb, no. They got back together. Yes, of course. So she explains here that Nader told her his side of the story, and it convinced her. And cheers to this orange cat person who archives not only the video but like a copy of the video with the Kiwi Farms chat, which is just great.
Cookie Puss, welcome back. I miss you so much. Thank you. Video, like her most recent video. That's all I'm gonna say. But I don't know. I have her video, like her most recent video, like saying she went on business. Yet she had the message to Nader says, "I'm coming to Canada to see you." To see you. So
Holes in the story
Nader
chat
is like super excited about having fans. This woman is like 80. Not saying that 80-year-olds don't get sexually assaulted. It happens, but nothing ever sexual. Like no, we have all the messages. Like there's also like if there's cameras, like he's seen her for like 10 minutes. Like that, the camera would prove that.
Okay.
Like
so right there, he's on camera. He was in her hotel room for 10 minutes.
There's footage of her chasing him down the street, and he's like, I gotta go. Like, she tried to, like, grab his dick and shit, and, like, no. She's actually, like, if you watch her, you can tell she's sitting on a piss pad. The whole time her camera's pointed at her crotch. Like, you know what I mean? So, but anyway.
So she confesses explicitly that Nader, whatever, was caught on camera leaving her room after a 10-minute visit. His side of the story is that she came on to him as they were together in their room for 10 minutes, and then he decided, whoops, I can't cheat on my girlfriend. I gotta get out of here. And so he fled the scene. Does that jive with anyone? Would anyone buy that? Like, I realize that my chat is like anti-Me Too, right? But and I can believe, because I think it already happened, that someone like randomly accused him of rape, right? But he's on camera like running from this room, and it never got brought up ever in any context except after she accuses him of sexual assault. So yeah, I don't know. It's he did it. Yeah. And her audience is so pissed because she confesses in this clip that he did see her, and she knows that he cheats because she's seen his second phone that blows up with random women that he has in his address book. So she knows he's cheating on her, and then he gets gonorrhea, which she didn't have before. Now she has gonorrhea in her throat because she gave him a blowjob after he cheated on her. And then the story comes out, and a person credibly accuses him of raping her. a woman that he should not have been seeing at all because he's in a relationship supposedly, and she just immediately takes a side. And you can see in her chat, this is simp mode. So these are the people who give her money, and she's saying, they're saying he did see her. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? Oh, they actually met with each other. He shouldn't meet up with women alone now / ever. Sandra says, and he saw her. Oh my god, there's footage of them. And like, I really don't understand what compels these people to give her money, except they just want to see a train wreck. Because a lot of the super fat people are simped by like anorexics who like to encourage them to continue eating because it's funny to them. Because anorexics are crazy. They're like, out of all the categories of women, anorexic women are probably the most dangerous, up there with BPD. You gotta watch out for them. So that's the Chantal update, I guess, is that Nader was accused of rape after they got back together, after having a fight where she was like physically assaulted. He has threatened, at this point, he has threatened to stab her. He has physically abused her. She tells a story. This is true. She tells a story where when they wanted to get back together, or when she wanted to get back together with him, he had her in front of his roommate crawl on all fours and kiss his feet, and she admits that she did this so that they would be back together. And then as a couple, he cheats on her and gives her the clap, and then he meets random women at this hotel room, and they claim that he raped her. And the timeline makes perfect sense for that, because he met her only for 10 minutes in her room and then runs away, and she's still by his side. And a lot of people on the forum thread are just like, why would she put up with this? What could possibly be his quality that is worth putting up with? And I think the answer is that she's fucking bored. Before this whole scene, there was a long period of time between my first stream about her and now where I didn't talk about her at all. Because what had happened is that she started doing live streaming, and her first live streams are her smoking weed and eating edibles until she was like gooey-eyed, laying on the couch, like literally just laying on the bed with her head on her pillow, with her camera pointed at her face, and she's just like totally zonked out like a zombie, going like, "Hey Marissa," like fucking out of it. And it's just the most boring, awful fucking content ever. And that's like a huge depressive phase. And she realized that she has no womb, she has no ovaries, she has no eggs, she will never be a mother, right? And she's like, okay, well now what am I going to do with the rest of my life now that this is my situation? And this came all directly after her hysterectomy, because she got ovarian or uterine cancer. I think she got ovarian cancer, and Amberlynn was the one with uterine cancer. But she gets cancer and they cut everything out because they can't operate on people that fucking fat. They just can't. So when they get, and your hormones are fucked up when you're super mega fat. So women who are super morbidly obese have a huge chance of getting cancer in the reproductive organs because of the estrogen being fucked with. So they just cut it all out every time when like a fat lady gets cancer, because they can't do, they literally are incapable of the precise cuts required to treat cancer without just removing everything. So she has this depressive spell. She starts dating guys on Tinder, and then she meets this guy, and it's like every day with him is drama. Something happens. There's like all this energy, and he's playing hard to get because he genuinely does not give a fuck about her, and she's just desperate for like excitement in her life because chat, back home, like it's like the meme. It's like, I want a boyfriend. You already have a boyfriend back home. And then what's the boyfriend back home? The boyfriend back home is Pete's. And here's Pete's. He started streaming now too. I told you guys that he's streaming. He got depressed so that he can't do his call center job. So now he's streaming. He's streaming about fucking Star Trek.
Hello, and welcome back again. So today saw the debut of the newest Star Trek series, Star Trek Prodigy.
and he watches the worst fucking like consumer shit ever. Uh, that and like little girl like anime, like things that an adult man should not ever be watching. Here, let me pull up something for you guys. So he's just like the most boring, insipid fucking person. Like, if you wonder who are those people who are like, we need more representation in media, we need more trans queer POCs and X-Men. This is the guy. This is that fucking guy who nobody can stand. How am I going to do this? I want to. Oh, here. Okay, perfect. It's a GIF, but it's an MP4 for me for some reason. I do have to show you guys this. Here, perfect. This work? Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that Sailor Moon shirt. He wears this in public. He will go out with Chantal to the mall wearing this Sailor Moon shirt. He will wear multiple kinds of like, he wears like those Studio Ghibli t-shirts, and he wears Sailor Moon t-shirts, and he's literally buying dresses for himself now because he intends to do a dress up as Ramona, his female alter ego, when for Halloween, just as like a Halloween thing, guys. Tee-hee. So that's totally fucking happening. He's like so utterly cucked and destroyed now that he's going to turn out. It's inevitable at this point. So she's like, oh God. And you know what's really sad? Like, this guy, he has no reason to live. His day-to-day life is a malaise. He could drop dead at any time, and nothing about the world would change at all. Literally nothing. I don't think Chantal would even notice for like a week, because she says he spends all his time up in his room. So it'd probably take a good week for Chantal to notice, and only because she would want him to go get McDonald's for her. Like, and she wouldn't even notice the smell because they live in absolute fucking squalor. So just truly a depressing, horrific existence that nobody should ever wish on their worst enemy. And he told a story in like one of his fucking one of his live streams where he was just doing like viewer Q&A to get his channel going. He was asked a question, because if you don't know, Pete and Chantal were together for years. And during that time, Chantal got pregnant, and they aborted the baby. And they asked Pete, how do you feel about the fact that Chantal aborted your child? And he said, I'm very pro-abortion and women's rights, and neither of us were ready to be a parent. So it was her decision to make. And now he, by the wrath of God, has been castigated to the bowels of hell, a literal living hell, which is his day-to-day life. And Chantal is Chantal in a very different kind of hell, but still a living existential hell that you can't even fucking imagine. And her ovaries got taken out, and she had a moment where she was like depressed about wanting kids. And now someone even asked her, like, aren't you still sad about like not having kids anymore? And she's like, ever since I met Nadir, I'm not as depressed over. I got over that. So she literally needs this drama, this bullshit with this Egyptian guy who beats the fuck out of her and cheats on her and rapes women, to forget that her situation is basically entirely her own doing. That to answer your question, people on the beauty parlor, that is why she stays with Nadir. Okay. Let me get a sip. Allegedly rapes woman. Allegedly. I have to cover my tracks here. I'm getting sued left and right. So, Russell Greer has made the news, my news at least, twice this week, because he apparently must be very bored. I think he recently moved to Nevada, so he has less to do. And he's filed a lawsuit against America's Got Talent, and he lost his lawsuit in the lower level court against me. Actually, he lost a while ago, but his appeals to reopen the case at the district court were rejected just now. So he lost again, technically. And now he's already in appeals court, but I'll get to that. The only funny thing worth pointing out with this, he's suing America Got Talent over the Americans with Disabilities Act. He's saying that he was discriminated against. It is here. Fremantl's conduct, referring to the producer of the show who denied him being on America's Got Talent, has made Greer lose his self-esteem and self-worth. Greer hasn't touched his piano since his rejection because Fremantle's discrimination and ignoring his requests spat in his face and made Greer feel like his talents as a disabled songwriter means nothing. This distress is no different than the other instances of disability discrimination where reasonable modifications were denied and ignored. Greer's distress got so bad that it made Greer think he was having a stroke. So in July of 2021, he called 911 and an ambulance came in and he was put in the ambulance and checked out. Luckily, he wasn't having a stroke, but the paramedics even conceded that Greer was possibly having an anxiety attack, which means, bitch, nut up. Stop acting like a fucking Nancy. Which he attributed to AGT rejection and his resulting despair. Greer hasn't had money to afford to go to the doctor. This satisfies all the IIED physical impact requirements. He suffered extreme embarrassment. I apologize. There was... Oh, here it is. So in IIED, intentional infliction of emotional distress, Melinda also sued for this. One of the things you have to prove with an IIED tort is that you have to prove physical damage. You can't just say, I was emotionally hurt and it really hurt my feelings and I'm super fucking sad about it and I'm owed money. You have to prove that you were in the trauma that you suffered was so severe and so real that a doctor was able to say that stress physically hurt you. And I'll give you an example. This is a real case that happened in Virginia. A woman is in a supermarket and she goes to the bathroom. The bathroom is in this sort of area that's not fully built up right. So the bathroom is like a stall in the middle of a warehouse. And as she's on the bathroom, she looks up and there is an employee of the store staring down at her as she uses the restroom. And this caused her so much anxiety that she could no longer use public restrooms. She pissed herself because she couldn't make it home in time. And the doctor specifically, there was something else that was physically related. She had like post-traumatic stress disorder or something. So she was actually so traumatized by this that it fucked up her life, and that's why she was owed money, because she didn't do anything wrong, and the result of the person's behavior was so egregious that it caused real understandable emotional distress. Greer is trying to say the same thing. He's trying to say that he was so hurt by the behavior of the producers of the show that it has physically hurt him. So in paragraph 123, he says, the severe emotional distress consisted of Greer vomiting, fainting, insomnia, losing drive and ambition, lack of energy, feeling hopelessness, his limbs stiffened up from stress, much like his face. I probably shouldn't say that because I'm in a court proceeding against him. Hair receding and weight gain. This sentence is like so shitty and clumsy in how it's written. It makes me feel like he just copied like the WebMD like examples of symptoms that would like PTSD symptoms that you could possibly get, and he just like copy pasted it and made it like a sentence because it doesn't flow at all. Feeling like he is a worthless human being and that his plight and efforts as a man with a significant disability are insignificant to Fremantle. Feeling like the plaintiff is essentially stuck in a rut in his life with nowhere to go to achieve his dreams, and that he was trying to get with AGT and how he doesn't know where else to look to accomplish his dreams, spending months on end crying and frustrated and venting to anyone who would listen, and how he felt robbed and discriminated against and humiliated by Fremantle. Greer suffers from depression and anxiety and severe emotional distress stemming from AGT only makes his chronic ailments worse. The pain of rejection still carries on 6 months later because Greer feels hopeless as a disabled musician and feels pain that Fremantle frankly doesn't care about the disabled by Fremantle still ignoring his request for modifications. It makes it worse by living in Vegas and seeing the AGT adverts on the news and down the strip. The adverts, in a way, taunt and haunt Greer, sending a message that only people without facial deformities have talent, and his accommodations and requests for modifications mean nothing. Even going online, he accidentally stumbles upon AGT material when he isn't even looking for it, and it will cause his distress in the same way. And Greer moved to Las Vegas specifically to find talent to act his accommodation, and now he is in the city not only defeated at the primary reason for moving, but he has no family or friends close by. He feels lonely and worthless. Greer has suffered distress by being rejected with an accommodation he put so much effort into while seeing Fremantle allow AGT very bad acts that get instantly buzzed off the show by the judges. While some of those bad acts can be silly and momentarily entertaining, they are hurtful and insulting to the real and sincere effort Greer puts in as a disabled man to rise above his challenges and go somewhere in life. Like, bro, okay, he's bitching that people who are worse than him get onto the show just so that they can be kicked off, right? But, like, it's funny because you have people who think they're talented and who have no excuse not to be, good at what they do when they think they're so good at it, that they put them on the show just to be like, oh, these guys are like overconfident and cocky and cocksure, and they're delusional about how good they really are. Isn't that funny when they get a cold dose of reality from the snarky guy? You know the one I'm talking about, the really famous snarky guy. It's not the same thing when someone who's got a fucked up face goes onto America's Got Talent and he just starts like going, because then you're thinking like, oh, it's not that he's not trying or that he's not reaching his full potential. It's that he's disabled. So it's not funny to buzz them off for that. Simon Cowell, that's it. So, but it's also not a good idea to let them in and then just like lie and say like, oh, very good. Excellent song there, Russell. And then, let him beat people who are actually doing better than him just because he's disabled. I feel like one of those people. I really hate it when, like, YouTubers try to, like, argue with retarded people. Like, yeah, like, obviously. This is obvious to anyone, right? This is obvious to anyone that you don't want to do this. There is, I'm so sorry, but there's one paragraph I have to find in this. This is his damages, request for injunctive relief. If I have to just summarize this, I'm going to be really sad. Because there is something really fun. Maybe it's at the beginning. Chat. I'm going to flip through it real quick. Okay. I think, I'm just bullshit. Oh. No, this is him just sucking his own dick and saying what a great person he is. No. Okay, fuck it. The funny thing that I can't find, and that I'm really upset that I can't find it, is he says that his hair loss got worse. He blames his receding hairline, this receding hairline that you see here in this picture, on the emotional stress and trauma that America's Got Talent has inflicted on him. This hairline is the direct result of Simon Cowell not letting him sing his song and be buzzed off instantly. And I'm extremely upset that I can't find that. It would help if I had taken notes, right? In case you're wondering, by the way, I think this is it. No, this is like an edit. So he considers himself a songwriter, and he wrote a song for Taylor Swift, and he sent it to Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift did not make a song out of this. And not only did she not make a song out of this song that he wrote for her, he also he expected her to like date him or something. He asked her out on a date and sent her the song, and the talent agent basically says, "Sorry, we don't accept gifts," just because like fuck off. So this is an example of a song that what's his face made. The lyrics are by him. He paid someone on Fiverr. I played this before on stream, but I'll play it now. Just a couple seconds of it.
You make me feel good inside. Your smile's like Red Bull. You give me wings, make me feel like I can fly. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you for having all the colors that.
So he literally paid some guy to sing this song, some guy from like Fiverr, right? And then on top of that, he paid, this woman looks like Ukrainian or something, so he paid like a Slavic woman to like dance to this, and like I don't even know what to call her dress. But in case you're wondering, the Yovana in this song is a Dominican girl called Yovana Ventura. This is what Yovana Ventura looks like, chat. Okay, so we have what she looks like versus the woman in this song. And I'm noticing a discrepancy here, and it's very confusing, and I don't know why he picked this woman to do this part. Like this there's a lot of differences here. Like you would expect this to be Yovana or someone who looks like Yovana. I guess is it worse to like get like a, okay, you're trying to make a romantic song, right? You got this woman who's like really famous. She's an actress and a model, and you're writing her a romantic love ballad so that she'll want to hook up with you when you I can't believe I closed that tab because now I desperately need it. To hook up, you need to write a song that's so fucking good that she'll be willing to hook up with you when you look like Russell Greer. And so you also want to make a music video for it for some reason, and you pick like this other woman. So okay, if you're her, right, you're Yovana Ventura, and this guy right here sends you this song, and he's saying like, "Yo, Yovana, I love you. You're so sexy. Come date me." And you're looking at this video, and this is the actress. Would it be, if you're Yovana, would you find it more or less insulting if he picked like another like Dominican or Puerto Rican girl to dance instead of like a Eastern European? Is it better or worse to have like a lookalike perform it, or is it like the same? Is there no difference? I think it would be worse. The point doesn't matter. I think it would be worse to like have like a copycat look like Yovana to try and act it out, I guess, than having like a random like yoga thought from Ukraine do it. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's super creepy regardless. Imagine being a famous woman. Imagine what a fucking hell. Even from my low throne, so low to the ground, I get like super creepy weirdos who just like insist on like reminding me that they exist. I don't respond to them. I don't acknowledge them at all. But there are people who have been trying to email me and get my attention for literally fucking years, just like sending benign comments, non-threatening messages out of the. And it's just like, why are you doing this? Why do you do this every week? I'm never going to respond to your fucking comments. It's only 1,000 times worse when they're trying to fuck you. If all those people were trying to fuck me and they look like this guy and they're like making me songs with like, what would be the opposite? Like, oh, like a Sudanese guy, like some black Muslim guy, like singing Yo Joshwan from this guy. Like that's pretty fucked up. Easy mode. Yeah, right. I've never been afraid. Like, there's a 100% chance that this woman has done sexual favors to elevate her career. There's a 100% chance that this woman would do sexual favors to advance her career. I speak to 2,000 people by myself. I didn't have to have sex with anyone. I didn't have to have sex with Russell Greer. I just bully him, and it works the same. That's the benefit of being a man, baby. The man master race. Done to a Rasta beat. Okay. Speaking of easy mode, let me get a sip. I'll never respond to your emails, Shara High. Hey, that Wild Rover guy in the chat, he stole my, well, I didn't make this, but I stole this first from DeviantArt years ago, because it's a dog, and I like it, and now he's made it his display picture, so he stole it from me, but what's happening here? Anyways, Russell sued me for two things. Ancient gift. Okay, furry. Okay, furry. And do you have a little furry avatar? No, you don't. You hide the shame. So he sued me like years ago, I want to say, and they've just been dragging. The court has been like slow to respond every time. And the first count that he tried to sue me for was contributory copyright infringement. Contributory copyright infringement is when you encourage or induce copyright infringement. It's not the same as copyright infringement. So he says that my site is like Napster because a copy of Yo-Yo Vana was allegedly somewhere in the thread. He failed to actually identify where this post was. So if a copy of Yo-Yo Vana is on the Kiwi farm somewhere, I have not seen it. At least not since the DMCA's. I don't even know if I looked to see if it was on the forum. Probably. I don't know. I legit don't know. He never identified this file. But he was asking for like $75,000 for contributory copyright infringement, which has a requirement that you somehow encourage it. And I've never encouraged people to commit copyright theft. The judge even explicitly says, I think here, inducement. Nowhere did the court say that Mr. Greer's failure to use the word inducement. He literally interpreted the lack of a single word as being why he got thrown out. On the contrary, the court considered all facts and construed them liberally, which they have to do because it's a pro se litigant. And the gist is that, I say here, this is in our FAQ. The Kiwi Farms does not host well-known copyrighted material. What copyrighted content the Kiwi Farms does host is usually covered by fair use. And he says, these two sentences from the FAQ do not advertise an infringing use, nor do they instruct how to engage in an infringing use. Fair use is not an infringing use. So that's struck down. The other one is false light. And this is I'm sorry, but this is one of the funniest fucking things that I've ever even heard of. A while back, there was a featured tagline on the front page of the site, one of these. And it said something like, Russell Greer, I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember the exact words, but it was something like, Russell Greer refuses plea deal because he does not want to go to like therapy over his harassment of his victims. Something like that. The point is that it had the word victims in it. And his legal argument was literally that I had defamed him. Me personally defamed him by saying he had victims. Because, ya Anna, I've only been convicted of cyber stalking one lady. I haven't had multiple victims, Your Honor. I've only had a victim. So clearly, Defendant Moon is in the wrong here, and I am to receive my fair comeuppance. And that's like his actual argument. Like, and obviously that's bullshit. And it's bullshit not even just for the insanity of what he's saying. It's it's bullshit because he could not prove. Number one, he did. I don't think he even had an archive of this. He had no proof that this actually happened. And as far as I know, I have no clue if it actually happened. I don't remember anyone ever featuring a post with that byline. But he had no proof that it happened, and he couldn't prove it was me that wrote it. And as far as I don't even remember if I wrote it. It could have been someone else. So, Section 230 is the first line of defense there because he couldn't prove that I wrote it. Not to mention the merits of the complaint itself is that it's fucking insane. Like I would consider Taylor Swift to be a victim. I would consider Ariana Grande to be a victim. I would consider whoever the fuck this woman is in this video to be a victim. I would consider this woman to be a victim, Ms. Ventura. These are all victims, plural victims. That's my humble opinion as a non-legal speaking fella. Just from the look of things to me. I don't know what you guys think in chat. I'm not implying anything, but I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if I actually get down to it. Victim is a little much. Really. I'll tell you. The people who are on the receiving end of bullshit litigation, I definitely feel victimized by these fucking lawsuits because they're bullshit. They're bullshit. And they don't pass the first hurdles of a lawsuit, but because they don't get a court case is almost never thrown out by default. As long as you can state a claim, as long as you can allege facts that claim applies to you, and as long as you file it in the right courthouse. At least from what the clerk of court says, it gets filed. And then to get an attorney, you have to pay $5,000 for a retainer. That's the standard. And it costs them about $300 an hour to write a reply. And to write a competent reply, it takes time to not only write it, but to get citations and back up what you're saying with the burden of law. So it's extremely expensive, and there's no recourse for it. And I've explained this before. And now that I'm a Zero Hedge contributor, as a prestigious title as that can be, I have gone ahead. I did a little bit of updating, and I pushed my first article on my account. I even have a cute little picture of me on the website right here. Where the Sidewalk Ends, The Death of the Internet by Joshua Moon. I've pushed this out to Zero Hedge. I think they featured it. I featured it on the site. And I explain all the little moving parts in making your own internet and why it's prohibitively expensive and very hard to do. And this is my first article because I intend to publish next week a new article that I've written, and I'm just like reviewing. I've submitted it to both my attorneys, and I've submitted it to a couple other people just to check it and make sure that it's not bullshit. But I'm going to explain how the legal issues work and how these people with nothing to lose can cost thousands of dollars to deal with. So, I want to ask you guys a question in general, just as a theory, right? So, Melinda Scott and Russell Greer have both completely failed to win their cases. And they both appealed it, which means that on top of this, on top of having to fight them in the lower court, I have to then fight them in upper courts, and that also costs money. And because appeals courts are a completely different thing than regular courts, they have to back up their case law with completely different citations. And like, there's like 14 different district courts. So if you have like Utah is in the 10th district, and I think Virginia is in the 1st. So you have to have different attorneys. Like you can have an attorney who's licensed in Utah who's not licensed in the 10th district federal circuit court. You can have an attorney who's licensed in one state, or one district court, but not all of them. And they each have their own precedents. They each have their own laws and their own behavioral rules and all this other shit. So a person has to be trained to deal with that court. And I'll get to the question. So what I'm hoping to do is with both of them, I would like to win damages. Now, in Greer's case, he might be able to pay. I probably won't, though. He'll probably fight me, which means I'll have to pay more money to take him to another court to enforce my judgments against him. And I will never see a penny of that. But what I could do is have a debt collector with a GoPro go to his house and physically take things while he watches. And that content might be something I can put on the site as like a wall of shame and say, if you think you have nothing to lose, if you think that you have not a penny to spare and that there is nothing I can take from you, don't think I won't try, because I will, and I will record it, and I will post it on the internet. And I think that is the only fucking way. Send Frank Castle, maybe. Because that's the only way that I might be able to get these people to say, like, oh no, this actually isn't worth it. I don't want a sheriff escorting a debt collector into my house to steal, well, not steal, but to legally take jewelry off my armoire or whatever. You know what I mean? But there's another thing I can do. I'm definitely going to go for damages because I have to. I have no choice. If the site's going to stay up, I need to make a strong deterrent policy. But there's something else I could do before then. I have a constitutional right, chat. Let me look this up. I have the 6th Amendment. That's the one. That's the number, chat. I will read the 6th Amendment to you. It is called the Confrontation Clause of the United States Constitution. And it says right here, provides, in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to be confronted with the witnesses against him. That applies to criminal prosecutions. But despite that, typically you can organize meetings. So if I were to say, I want to have a conference about this motion that Melinda Scott or Russell Greer have filed against me, my lawyer and the judge can set up a Zoom meeting with the plaintiff, and that Zoom meeting is a matter of public record. So I might be able to get Melinda Scott and Russell Greer on camera to articulate their motions in their own words live on the spot in front of the judge and my attorneys. And I'm curious, chat, how many of you think that would be worth the time? Do you think that, let's say $2,000, just spitballing. I don't know how much it would cost for the lawyer's time to set up this conference and actually physically attend, because they charge by the hour, right? So let's just say, for generally speaking, would it be worth $2,000 to drag Russell Greer and Melinda Scott for a meeting so that I can have them explain to me what exactly their issues are with my litigation? Because as a matter of fact, oh my God, so many yeses. It's easy to spend other people's money, chat. Better subscribe to my fucking Gumroad. If you, how many votes is that for yes? I better see that many new subs on Gumroad to afford my litigation. I think with okay, Russell Greer is legitimately disabled, so he might be able to get out of it because I don't know, but he's suing me. So I have a right. I'm an American, right? So he should have to articulate himself verbally. I'm sure he can do it, right? Nothing wrong with asking that. It's the least he could do is show up to court, right? Melinda Scott, though, she's crazy. She's like legit crazy. She files bullshit against. She's like every other day she like files a sanction against the lawyer. She says that he's like stifling her civil rights or something and lying like constantly. Just every time she files anything, she also files a motion against him and reports him to the like a club in Virginia for wrongful behavior as a attorney or whatever the fuck. So she's crazy, and I think that if she went on camera, it would be really funny. I don't know what to expect with Greer though, and the Utah attorney who escorted us is very no nonsense. He's an older man. He's a serious man. He's a politician. So I don't know. He probably wouldn't find my idea as interesting as I do, as my chat does. But Melinda Scott, she would be game for it. She might be entertaining. And then I would just have to figure out a way to take this content and make it a strategy that works in our favor long term. Because I'll tell you, jokes aside, the strategy works, and I've not said that for 2 years now, however long this has been going on, but it works. My operational expenses are 3 times what they used to be. It used to be $1,000 to $2,000 a month, depending on what I was doing and what I was renting at the time, to keep everything that I do afloat. It's at least 3 times that now. The appeals process between Melinda and Greer is going to cost up to $20,000 just for the first rounds. If they escalate it to the Supreme Court or whatever the fuck, if they get taken by a higher district court, that's more money. I legit don't know what to do about it because there's only so much I can grift. You know what I mean? And it's really a question of numbers at that point. Just go all in on videos. That defeats the point. Everything that I've done has been an answer to the question of how. How do I keep this stupid fucking site up? That's the question. It's a hard question. It's like a natural science question. Why is matter attracted to each other? Good question. It just is. How do you keep a Kiwi Farms up? Good fucking question. It's pretty expensive. So, like this issue eats into the merchandise money, eats into everything. It eats into crypto, eats into Gumroad. It eats away. And there's no sign of it stopping. Like Greer loses a lawsuit and he files another lawsuit against America's Got Talent. These people, this is I want one thing. I want everyone to take one thing away from my streams. Welfare should not exist. You saw in Squid Games, if you watched my review, you saw how the point was that capitalism is bad and sometimes life isn't fair. Life isn't fair for a reason. And if you have 8 kids and you don't work and you have no assets and you're not married and your family doesn't like you so they don't support you, you should starve to death. You should not be supported by the taxpayers. You should have to grovel at the church for soup from private citizens because you should not be enabled to sit on your ass and file bullshit lawsuits forever and ever. And when you fail, you just refile and nothing bad ever happens to you. You should not be permitted to do that. And it was the same thing with Vordrak. It's the same thing with Russell Greer. Vordrak was on the dole in the UK, and he was like a fucking nightmare. He went after people in my family I've never even met and called them pedophiles. And he did that with the blessing of the UK government. I saw a comment on the last stream like, why does Josh hate the UK so much? It's because you pay psychotic individuals to accuse random people I've never fucking met of being a pedophile because they're tangentially related to me, like three degrees of separation related to me. It's because your government enables psychotic brown people like that. I can't even remember her fucking name. It's the other Sam, Samina Breen or whatever. She's Pakistani. She's also in the dole. She's also crazy as fuck. You want to see what she's doing? You want to see what your money goes to? UK citizens who wonder why I hate your fucking country and all you fucking retards. Here's her blog. This is what she does every day. This stupid whore. She sits here and she writes these articles about how your country sucks, how your police suck, how white people suck, how English people suck, how the BBC sucks because it's transphobic, how everything about you, which enables her to live this existence, sucks, and you fucking suck, and you should die. And you pay. If you live in the UK, your tax money goes to her. She eats your tax money. She eats it up, and she loves it. And she sits on her fucking ass with her free internet and her free housing, writing on her free fucking WordPress.com blog site, talking about how much she fucking hates you. That's your existence, you croids, Angloid motherfuckers. Just miserable. You fucking people are miserable. I hate the fucking British. Add ads to the farm. What ads? AdSense? They banned us already. If I could run AdSense on the site, I'd make $10,000 a month. Easy. Even with ad blocker, I'd still make $10,000 a month from AdSense. But I can't run ads. I've been dropped by my affiliates. I can't run affiliate ads either. There's no ads that I can run. I don't know why you would. I'm not going to run porn ads because the site's safe for work. All of our users use it from their jobs. Why would I hurt the site to try and make a little bit of money off of it? GoFundMe? Do you think if I opened a GoFundMe for the Kiwi Farms, it would stay open for more than 24 hours? Do you really think that? If you do, there's a website, an article that I wrote. Section 230 isn't the problem. The payment networks are. Literally, I'll tell you this right now. Isn't there a bunch of Patreon? I mean, there's one for the podcast you could use, but anything that I tie to the site and I put on the Kiwi Farms directly and say, I need money, do you want to use this, would get taken down instantly because of the people that I just mentioned. The only thing I'm excited for right now, and this is not a joke, this is not a meme, this is not sarcasm. The only thing that I can look forward to right now is something called FedNow. There is something from the Federal Reserve called FedNow, which is their answer to SEPA. It's a bank-to-bank instant transfer that bypasses the payment networks. So instead of using private companies like Amex, MasterCard, Discover, or Visa, you just use FedNow for bank-to-bank instant transfers. Literally, that's the only. I will literally unironically have to tell my users to get on FedNow service mark to send me fucking money because everything else is closed. Do you realize how ridiculous that is? Base Federal Reserve. Literally, I don't know what to even think about this. It's coming out in 2023. Everyone get excited for FedNow, a product of the Federal Reserve System, because it's our only hope for this shit to end. I can't wait, because you know they're going to pass some bullshit where it's like, oh, if you've ever said the N-word, you can't use FedNow. The N in FedNow does not stand for what you think it does, sir. You're not permitted. Just ridiculous. It's a fucking joke. It's literally a clown world. Here, wait. Here, this is this is the song that plays in my fucking head all the time right now. Do you understand? Do you understand this nightmare, you fuckheads? Can't even stand it. Why am I getting so mad? It's a mystery. You try losing a lot of money. You'll feel it. You pay taxes. What do your taxes get you, chat? I was thinking about this too today. Like someone asked on the Fediverse. I'm very active on the Fediverse. KiwiFarms.cc. In case you're curious. Someone asked, in case you don't know, inflation is a form of taxation. What do I mean by that? Let's say that you have $10 and there are $100 in the world. So you own 10% of all the money, right? And then I print $100 now. So now there's $200 in the world and you still have $10. So technically, I have taken half your money. What used to cost $10 now costs $20 because I've made more. It's subtle, it's insidious, but when the government prints more money than it makes, it is inflating, it's causing inflation and decreasing the value of your money. And that's why people say when the government prints money that it doesn't have, it's taxing you. But then, chat, here's a real things that make you go chat. So you have inflation, right? Our government spends an absurd amount of money on stupid bullshit all the fucking time and prints money it doesn't have for stupid bullshit that it doesn't need. We really got to keep these failing businesses that do absolutely fucking nothing afloat, chat. Get that TARP money out, right? So the government prints money and distributes it to companies that they like, and they don't give it to money they don't like, and then they tax you. It's like, why does the government, it's my question. Why does the government need taxes when it prints money, chat? Does anyone know why? The answer is, number one is submission. They want you to pay your taxes because it puts you in that cattle moment. You got a big old herd of cattle, right? Docile cattle. You gotta you gotta do it willingly, voluntarily. It could be a tax, like in some places in Europe, there's a tax that you pay that's like $20 just so you can fund the BBC. But they'll send you a little letter that says you gotta pay your $20 tax for this TV shit you don't fucking watch, and you gotta fucking do it, or they'll come and take your TV out of your fucking house. Those countries exist, and they do it just so that you get used to to getting a letter from the government and doing it. It's just a small task. It could ask for an ounce of dry rice. This is your rice tax. We're sending rice to Africa. You have to give us an ounce of rice, dry rice, in this envelope, or we'll come to your fucking house and we'll raid your fucking pantry. And they'll do it, and it'll be compliance training. So that's step one of taxes, is compliance training. Step two of this is to fuck you twice. It's like the first one is like it's double dipping. They tax you twice. They tax you with taxes. They tax you with inflation. They print more money and you don't even notice it. You don't even notice it because you don't have to do anything. But they'll make you do the thing you do notice, and then they do the thing that you don't notice, and it goes over the head of 90% of the population. And then number three, number two is that they can get away with it. Number three is that they just want to fuck you. It's a distribution. They take money from, like, okay, 3 businesses have $1,000. The tax is $100 a year, right? They take $100, but then they say the first business is the one that the government likes. We'll give you $400. So not only is the value of the dollar lesser because now one company has $1,300 and the other ones have $900, and there's more money than there used to be in the entire system, but the companies that are not on the good list are hurt, and the companies that are on the good list are not hurt. They benefit. So it's favoritism, it's stacking the deck, it's benefiting specific companies at the detriment of other companies. It's a redistribution of wealth. It is infuriating. It's literal fucking, it's mind games. This is why people go crazy. This is why people go schizophrenic and they hide out in the fucking woods. Because you sit down and you think about this and you think, oh my God, I can't stand this. I cannot fucking stand this. I can't believe that this is my life. I can't believe that I'm in this system and there's literally nothing I can do about it. There's not a fucking thing that I can do to change the situation. I'm completely locked into the structure for the rest of my life. That's the truth, and it's intelligently designed this way. Maybe it was on accident that they just discovered it, but now they know that this is how it is, and they continue to do it, and they make it worse, and they refine it. Wait, some of you aren't schizos. They'll be schizo eventually. We'll bring them to the good side, the schizo side, where the lights are so much brighter and things taste funny, and you don't know why. Lower taxes. Here's the funny thing. You guys remember a couple years ago when Trump allowed the government to shut down? He didn't pass the budget, right? And the government shut down. What changed, chat? During that whole month where the government was shut down, the longest shutdown in history, in our country's history, what changed, chat? You remember? Nothing? Can't think of anything that changed? What about our ambulances? Oh, our ambulances and hospitals are privately owned. What about our fire department? Oh, that's paid for by the city. What about our roads? Oh, that's contracted by the city from private companies. Oh, what about our schools? Oh, that's paid for by the state. What about the police department? Paid for by the state. What about the jails? Paid for by the state. What does the fucking government actually do? And that's the minority of your taxes. The minority of your money goes, and tax money goes to the state and to your city. And everything that you think of when you think of a government service is either privately owned, like internet, water, sewage, garbage, waste disposal. All that's taken care of by private companies that have contracts, monopoly contracts, or it's paid for by the city, or it's paid for by the state. There's not a single fucking thing that you can think of if you're a working person that is provided to you by the federal government. The only thing that is provided to you by the federal government is welfare. 50% of the federal budget is give me debts. Imagine if the federal government fucking collapsed. Imagine if the White House, if someone clicked the White House and they pressed the delete button on their keyboard and all the federal government was just gone overnight. Do you know how fucking better? We would literally wake up to a better world overnight. And people like Melinda Scott would starve to death and the world would be fair again. That would literally happen overnight in a single day. What about your retirement? Your retirement's fucked. You get nothing. I'm ornery today, Chad. I'm very angry. I sit and I think, and I wake up and I check my email and the first thing I see is from Scortus and he just says like, oh, Greer's appealing, by the way. It's going to cost $7,500 to fight him. It's like, oh, great, wonderful, excellent, beautiful. That's what I fucking need, chat. That's what I really fucking need. I wake up every day and I say, please, God, give me more bullshit to deal with. I need it. Joker moment. Not quite. Okay, it is Halloween, so I have some spooky stuff. I didn't see the Manuka Trail highlight. I did have my pizza. You know what I'm gonna do, chat? You know what I'm gonna do to calm down? I'm gonna make cookies. That's right. I'm gonna make fucking cookies. I bought a silicone mold, so I can melt chocolate and make cookies with little pumpkins on them. You know why, chat? Because it's Halloween. I'm gonna make little pumpkin cookies with chocolate on them, and there's not a fucking thing you can do about it. I'm gonna eat those fucking cookies. You can't stop me, bitch. You can't stop me from eating those cookies. I will eat those fucking cookies. Can you help? No! Can't touch my cookies. Don't touch my cookies. Spooky stuff. I am Silicon Valley. I have some spooky stuff for you all. You know what the spookiest thing of all is? Actually, I have two different kinds of spooky stuff. Weigh in. I'm 115.1 kilograms, so I've lost 1 pound since last week. Not great. It's like not great, but not good either. Or not bad, but not good. You can take the Josh out of America, but you can't take the fat out of Josh. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Give me a break. Pound a week is okay. It's the bottom of what I would want in a week. So this is just a funny story, but I will share it with you. Speaking of payment processors, Stripe discriminates against witches. When I decided to start offering tarot readings, and I did pronounce that right. You heard me right, chat. I did pronounce it tarot and not tarot. And I know you're all surprised, you're shocked, you're staggered in fucking disbelief that I knew how to pronounce tarot. And I'll tell you why, chat. It's because my mom was a fucking pagan, and she had tarot cards, and I know from her. I know from her that they're pronounced tarot. That's why, chat. That's why I know. When I decided to start offering tarot readings, selling them through my website seemed like the easiest method. I am a writer, and I prefer to give my readings in a written format. And after building out my site on Squarespace, the integration with Stripe took only a few minutes to set up. I eventually added more products, digital workbooks, and study guides that had gained traction through my growing Instagram follow. I didn't even open this. My growing Instagram following with a link including the M space, because when they edited this in WordPress, they accidentally highlighted the M space and then didn't bother unlinking it because they're lazy fucking witches. And they can't do even that, even though it's really simple and makes it look much cleaner. And built up a steady business selling these goods online. After a few months, I received a notice from Stripe that my sales violated their terms of service, as my tarot work seemed to fit under their broad category of psychic services, and therefore was a restricted high-risk business. After emailing them back to defend my business to no avail, I restructured my payments to work with PayPal and continued to offer services through my website in a more limited capacity. Oh, she launched a Substack. I have a Substack now too. It's matterwithinternet.substack.com. I'm going to add to it over time. This is specifically because Crunklord420 continued to yell at me every single fucking day saying, when are you going to open a Substack? You're publishing to Zero Hedge, but you're not making a Substack. Why won't you do that? You know, Gray Mirror and Moldbug, they have a Substack. Why don't you have a Substack? I'm like, okay, fine, motherfucker. I will open a Substack. So it's at matterwithinternet.substack.com. And I will publish my shit to that too. Maybe one day monetize it. I don't know. I have to log in to Instagram? Are you fucking joking? That's a fucking joke, right? There's a way to bypass this. What's the name of the thing where it's like you change the URL and it's like a thing that scrapes Instagram for you? I need this desperately right now. What is it? It's like Bibliogram. That's right. That's right. Good job. Bibliogram. Hell yeah. Okay. Stripe discriminates against witches. That's the article we just saw. This isn't funny at all. I wanted to see a freak. I put all that effort, and I don't even get to see a freak. These are nice cards. They have like little gold trims on them and stuff. People who are obsessed with shiny rocks are fucking weird. Like, the whole crystal thing, like, Chris was into that. You know how much money Chris was spending on, like, crystals? This motherfucker was buying, like, giant Skyrim soul gems for his room, for his, like, witchcraft shit. And he was spending, like, hundreds of dollars on these gems. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Why would someone even be inclined to sell gems like that? Make locale inspired tarot cards. I've actually considered a 52 card deck with art, and I would make Chris the Queen of Hearts. I had this all lined up in my head for who I would put on each card, all the way down to the numbered cards too. I could put a different person, like minor locales, and all the different numbered cards too. That would be great. That'd be really funny. Maybe one day. Maybe next year, chat. I need merchandise to pay off my fucking legal fees. Anyways, I made a tweet about this on Twitter, and I said, "Are you a witch who's been negatively impacted by the Stripe ban? Well, you can protest. You can protest this, chat, by going to the office of the controller of currency and asking them to reinstate their fair access to financial services rule." Here, this is one of my favorite stories of all time. Donald Trump spends his entire presidency doing nothing, right? And then at the very end, he has the Office of the Controller of Currency pass a regulation called Fair Access to Financial Services. The very last week of like his presidency, it's slated to go into effect like April 1st, which is great. It's a really good sign when the regulations you're desperately hoping for, so that you can actually access the fucking financial market, is slated to come into effect April 1st. And true to form, on January 28th, 8 days after Biden gets into office, it gets put on hold, and surprise, it's been on hold forever, ever since. So, if you are a witch and you're devastated by Stripe's behavior, you can go ahead and protest the Office of the Controller of Currency to reinstate it. Didn't some witches put a hex on Trump? Yeah, that's the thing. That's great. Okay, there's a FurryCon. If you don't know, FurryCons are infamous for being horrible places, obviously. Well, a few years ago, supposedly, okay, if you don't know, and this may sound strange, I have been told by someone who I trust on this matter that the appeal of the furry fandom is casual sex and pornography. So you trade porn, you commission porn, you make fetish costumes, you go to these conventions, and you fuck everybody. And that is the point of being a furry. That, from what I understand. But there is an enemy. There is an enemy of the furry fandom. There is a subsection of furries who are universally reviled by all other furries, and these are the cub furs. The cub furs are people who almost unanimously have a humiliation fetish. They will wear diapers in public, and infamously, there was the I think it was Rainforest, and it was in Seattle, I want to say, and ever since Rainforest, every hotel and convention center in Seattle refuses to allow furries to set up a convention there, because what happened at Rainforest is that they tolerated the diaper furs, and the diaper furs came in and they made a game out of hiding dirty diapers all over the convention center. They hid them, they put them in elevators, they put them on people's cars, they put them fucking everywhere, to the point where the staff was finding dirty diapers that these people had shit in like weeks after the fact. So to this day, if you are a furry and you're hoping to have a convention set up in Seattle, you are shit out of luck, because these people fucking hate you now. So this guy named Ripley, I think he has a Ripley Violet Tempest Storm, I believe is his legal name. 1 second. I have to get the door. Someone heard me yelling about the FBI. You know what I love? I love paying taxes and Joe Biden, and I'm getting my 3rd booster shot this week. I love Israel. Anyways, so this furry named Ripley Tempest Storm goes to a furry convention. And they have this horrific story of abuse and discrimination to tell when they get back. I was banned from Biggest Little FC Friday, and I had my badge confiscated. I went to FedEx on Thursday at 3 p.m. and was called a P***O. Oh, a pedo. I was called a pedophile by an employee for wearing this outfit. The manager, Donna, refused to use my pronouns and said, "We don't serve you people. We don't take kindly to pedophiles around here, boy. You're in the wrong town." You're not. You got to go back to L.A. where you belong, pedophile. And then escalated. This is his outfit. This is what he's saying. Got him called a pedophile. And he says, the situation accusing me of loitering as I was trying to find my PNG to print my OC character, original character. Con attendees stared on in horror, and 2 popufurs, popufurs is their word for like a famous YouTuber who's a furry. 2 popufurs I recognized said, "It was appalling, and I filed a hatred report." Who do you file a hatred report to? Is that like a Washington thing? Where is this, by the way? Ripley BLFC. It should BLFC 2021. BLFC has been scheduled for October 21st, 2021. At the Grand Sierra Resort and Casino. That has to be in Vegas. Yes, it is. So I guess you go to the Las Vegas police to file a hatred report. Apparently. I don't think I need to write up. If John Furman wrote. I got all the highlights. I think. Reno. Okay, whatever. The situation accusing me of loitering as I was trying to find my image on Saturday afternoon upon arriving at 3 p.m. Johnny Rockets, which is an American fast food chain if you don't know, refused to serve me. Employees laughed in my face. Manager called me just a sick man. So I left the restaurant dejected. The con security, and I don't know what, Grand Sierra Resort. The security had then confiscated my badge at the door. This was the most transphobic con experience I have ever had in 20 years in the fandom. The con should be ashamed of how they acted or didn't act. The employees were hate mongers who violated their contracts, and they want to sweep it under the rug and silence my experience. I calmly handed over my badge, took my hat off as I was being detained by the con security head, and issued a verbal trespass from the Grand Sierra Resort security head, and said to the 3, "Thank you for such a wonderful con experience. I hope people like me never come back." Well, I think that is a sentiment shared by many people. Okay. So let's take a look at this picture. Somebody brought it up. Let's I don't know what his shirt says. Oh, he has a Twitch badge. This is a Twitch streamer. Oh my god. Hold up. I want to see what his Twitch... Woof. What a lady. Chat. Twitch. Perfect. Show me the money. Ripley Violet. Oh, he does like a VTuber thing with like a furry avatar. He's a communist anarchist. Oh god. Does he? Oh, 114 views. He doesn't actually have viewers.
Actually taken a nosedive from the other night. So let's get viewing this because this is important. I
You
appreciate
know,
you.
the
all.
sad thing is, I've thought about this, and I need chat. I need your input. Be honest, okay? Be honest. We have to talk about something before I move ahead with this. I have put in extreme efforts, okay, to minimize my online presence. But I would like to stream more video games. I think it would be fun to stream more video games. So, I have thought that it might be fun to do a VTube thing, just because I think it brand marks. Oh no, everyone's already saying no, and they don't even know. They don't even know what I'm gonna say, and they're already saying no. Oh God, the chat. So, I've been thinking about it. It's a hard split. People really want me to do it, or they really don't. VTube persona. So I've been thinking about it because I think it brand marks the video. I think it's funny sometimes, and I'm just curious. I'm not gonna watch any anime. My only fear is that people will think I'm a furry. If I do the dog, people will think I'm like Violet Ripley, and they'll think I'm like a furry, and I have like dragon dildos. That is the downside. So here, here, let me do a poll real quick. VTuber persona, real dog, anthropomorphic, not to be confused with furry, which is different. Yeah, dog. Or it's cringe, bro. And we'll do a toss-up poll just real quick. The drooling one. Yeah, that's what I have in mind. I wish I had a picture. I asked. Okay, there's a guy on the forum named Slav Power, and he has like every copy of my avatar I've ever used in like a Josh stalking folder. And whenever I want an old copy of my avatars, I asked him, and I asked him earlier today to give me a specific one, and he has yet to provide me the specific image that I need. So he's failing his fucking job. What's even the point of hiring Polish people to do these kinds of jobs for you if they're not going to give you the images that you need when you need them? That's my question for you. If I find it by the end of the stream, I will show you what I'm talking about. But it's basically my concept for it. But I thought it would be fun. And I have to shill as aggressively as possible because, well, okay, I had two ideas. Since we're on the topic, I might as well. It's either like you do like there are some fucking people who stream and they just use like a Shiba, right? They just do like a dog, and that's their thing. That could be cute, like that like this detaches it from furry shit. That's a safe one. Or you could do something like a cartoonish style, right? Something like this, which I used as an avatar. It's like an Animal Crossing thing, which I used as an avatar on Discord for a while. But there's also like the t-shirt design here. Like the t-shirt design version of the dog, which is more like the issue. It looks good as like a character, but the issue is that people see it and they would instantly think like, oh, this is like a furry, which is not what I want. So I'm very torn on it. It's cringe, bro. Seems to be tied with real animal dog. Awkward. Are you Vito now? See, because the issue is that if you just do video game footage with no like character or camera, it's lame. It's super lame. Like I've tried watching video game footage that doesn't have like a camera, and it really is lacking something compared to videos that do have it. But then you do VTuber stuff, and then you're like a fag. You know, it sucks. And I can't do like an anime character because that's even gayer. The good one, not like a build your like I would actually go to like Fiverr and get like a proper character done, and then I would use like I have an old this is true, I have in my possession, I actually have a picture of this I'll show everyone right now since I'm completely off topic and I'm just fucking around right now. I have this in my possession somewhere, and I will show you right now. I received this in Ukraine, actually, a long time ago. I have a old iPhone that Chris gave me. I gave him. I told him, he tried to like sell it to me for like $50. I'm like, Chris, this phone is like $100. So I gave him what it was worth. But I know that there's an iPhone thing which can track your face, and that's how the streamers do it. They put this on like a little stand, so I could literally use my Chris Chan iPhone to to record my facial metrics for this program. That would be cursed, right? And feminine hands. I have delicate keyboard hands. Thank you very much. I don't work in the field like the peasants do. Okay. That's enough of that. Inform me of your thoughts in whatever medium you choose. And because I think a lot of, I don't know. I'm torn on it. I would like to do more, but I think that some kind of rigging would make the stream more interesting, more like animated. Because I rock around like a spaz when I do these streams, and you guys don't see any of that because I don't have a webcam, and I'll never have a webcam because that shit's fucking retarded to do. But doing like a character thing would be fun. I don't know. Just do a face cam. Not a fucking chance. Hentai for life. That is not happening. Your hentai for life. Your request to do a face cam has been denied. I'm stamping that chunk and into the bin. Throwing it into the bin. Not happening. Do a feet cam. Oh, fuck you. Okay, so back to Ripley. Before I go off my tangent, someone asked him, did you go to a con with explicit dress codes due to being in a public casino visibly wearing a diaper? Because that seems like you'd get the sort of reaction a lot quicker. So people went to his profile and found out that he's a diaper fur, and diaper furs are held in contempt by the broader furry community. And someone points out that his hat in that first picture is made by a company called Peekaboo, which does like adult-sized kid stuff, like kid clothing for age regression stuff. So he's wearing diaper fur merch, and multiple people in the convention said that they saw him in a diaper. So that is why they're just like saying be skeptical of this person because he's a sex pest freak. You're full of shit. Every single staffer at the Grand Sierra Resort has been delightful to me, and I'm visibly trans. I'm guessing the real story is that you showed up hurling insults and lashing out at people because you're a miserable dick and you got removed accordingly. Pretty funny to get patrolled by the furries. You have to be like, the furry community is like the definition of intersectional. These people who are in this community literally wear masks. And they often wear full body costumes to the point where like your gender doesn't matter because they just fuck each other in the ass anyways. They're all mostly men. Your race doesn't matter. Like what you do doesn't matter. Like it is the most accepting community you could ever hope for because it's like an opera thing where they all wear disguises all the time. And these people still can't fit in because they're pedophiles and they don't belong anywhere besides like a mass grave. Very, very funny. Okay, so I have some general bashing content. I have some T-slur bashing content coming up, just to cap off around. Maybe if I missed anything, by the way, John Furman, who says imagine being a furry, despite being, I think he was a mod. Is John Furman a mod for the furry board? I think he is. If not, I passed him up for some reason. Because he's the only furry I know in the community who's not OWO and who hasn't, like, been chased off the site. The furry board's like its own thing, man. I don't fuck with it. Hell is real, says Mars 10. I will assume in good faith that I covered everything fairly, because I don't see him complaining about me missing anything. That's just the gist. Diaper Fur goes to convention, has a bad time. People make fun of him for it. Spotlight episode is on the 31st. I'm gonna set the notice for it tonight or tomorrow, but I will be doing a person stream on the 31st. Come hell or high water. As I promised, chat, I do a Halloween stream on a person every year. So there's this guy. Oh, suggested accounts. Gutter Slut 666. Corpse's juicy fingers. Fatherless behavior. Emo empire. Oh, jeez. So let's take a look at this guy. This is from TikTok, which is an up-and-coming place. So, right off the bat, by the way, I looked at his profile. And I see this, and I click this. And he says, it's him putting on makeup. And he says, I lost my 50K followers. My account was banned. Please, TikTok, help me get my peeps back. So he's asking people to share this because he lost all his subscribers. What do you think this guy could have possibly fucking done to get banned from TikTok, guys? What do you think he might have done? He's like a proper wigger, by the way. I don't know how this happens that a wigger ends up becoming a tranny, but it happens. So this is him just being said that he's not like an emo girl, I guess. Oh, jeez. In the set, so he's like putting up a video of like random stills of like alternative looking girls, and then he puts himself in front of it, and it's just the most embarrassing. He has crystals on his shirt. Chat, what is it with the crystals, bro? What the fuck is this? If you see anyone who collects crystals, stay away. There's some dark shit happening in their head where they feel affinity with rocks. Okay, chat. Keeps happening. So he then also puts videos of his kid on the internet. And because he's a wigger, by the way, he she's like shirtless and in diapers, and he's putting her on the internet. So he does her hair, and he does braids like a little black girl. I had little black girls in my class, and their mothers would do their hair exactly like this. So he's like dressing his daughter up in like black cosplay, blackface. And this is him just like in like a dress with like fishnets on. And he's like twerking. This is a father. This is a man who's like 30 something. I think he's 31. And he has a child that he apparently has some rights to visit. And he goes out in public just like this. And he used to be like a normal, like white trash American. How does this happen, chat? Where our country gone? And he keeps putting pictures of his fucking kids on the internet. I hate that. There's just videos of him twerking and shit. I think there's funnier ones up at the top. Oh, this one's good. It looks like that chick from Lazy Town. But, you know, like a 31-year-old man. What is that supposed to impress me? Like, what the fuck is this? How did he get 50,000 followers? He has 7,000 too already. Never thought. It's just his kids again, which I don't want to see. Oh, and he's gross. Oh, and he has a pit bull because he wants to be black so fucking bad. I hate those fucking things. Look at that violent little fucker. If you have pit bulls, I hate you. Stop breeding those fucking things. They belong in Africa with the rest of their kind.
Got an impossible whopper because it should be impossible to look this good. When is it my turn to be happy?
It was like in an anime made skirt. This guy, at the age of 28 with a child, was introduced to anime, and he watched anime, and now this is him. This is what's happened to him because of you fuckers and your poison. Is this really an account called Gutter Slut 666? What the fuck is this? Oh my god, all those piercings. Is this what TikTok is? She looks like she's in a crack house. Oh my god. This is hell. This is literal hell. Look at that fucking makeup. She's like a clown. What the fuck is this? Oh my. This is disgusting. I hate these people. I found that guy's account on accident because I was looking at something else, which is actually even scarier if you can possibly fucking believe it. There is a subreddit called Queerception, and not like Inception. They were talking about this on the girl board, and it is a subreddit dedicated to the non-reproductives breaking their caste and trying to become reproductive non-reproductives. And it is literally the most horrifying fucking thing I've ever seen. After 15 months of trying our second round of IU intrauteral injection, I don't know what that means. But these people, one of these is pregnant. They're both women, and one of them is pregnant. I guess this one, because she's eating pickles, right? Like, that's the meme. And then, this is one of their top posts of all time. The things I tried to do and conceive. I'm laying in the back of my car in my donor's works parking garage, having just self-inseminated. And this person asks, okay, I'm going to ask, did you drive to his work, wait for him to provide a sample of knuckle children while on break, and then walk out to your car? And she says, almost. I drove to his work, handed his bag with a sterile cup and sperm-safe lube. Then I waited for him to come back. This method was only used because of our busy schedules. Preferred method is doing this in one of our homes. And I think there is another one where she explains, he is my platonic boyfriend. I am polyamorous. We love each other, have a relationship, but are not sexually intimate. He and his wife offered when my female to male husband and I got together. And then she went to his work and he jerked off into a cup and she basted herself like a turkey with cum and lube and sat like this in her fucking car in the parking garage of a warehouse waiting for the sperm to get up in there. And then guess what, chat? Posted by UH Bird Girl 2 years ago. Click to her profile. Update, husband's getting top surgery 2 weeks before my due date. And then she talks about how her baby won't drink the last of its bottle, but will drink from a new bottle. So it worked. She got pregnant from this fucking cup of this soy boy polycule bullshit. And then had a child with another woman who chopped off her tits right before the due date. And now she's bottle feeding it. Chat, we live in a society, okay? We are fucked. These are the people that you are being told every day you have to bend over backwards for. Oh, I apologize. There is one more post that I absolutely, positively have to find. That moderation list was not hidden before. Is it only hidden because I'm not logged in? No, okay, it is. Okay, it's this. So this is one of the moderators, Burrito Siren. And there's a post that she's made. Okay, this is it. I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this, and you're going to understand what pain is like, chat. From Burrito Siren, mod of Queerception. New rules regarding gendered language about insemination and donors. This is one of your mods speaking with like total authority. Yes, I am a Reddit subreddit moderator and I am speaking to you now. Like, fuck you, retard. This is one of your Jannies speaking. We had a fair few comments and complaints, and we have decided that we will no longer allow the term natural insemination, or NI, so even the acronym is banned, or be used for penile vaginal insemination. Please label it donor penile vaginal insemination from now on, as all ways of getting pregnant are natural, and being queer and reproducing is not unnatural or artificial. Ideally, we use the medical terms, and we don't really need to use the term artificial either. A bot we are working on will recognize the words natural insemination and remove comments with this wording, giving you a chance to change the words so your comment still appears. We want you to know that we support all the ways that queer people used to conceive, but we have now read several times that people are told, often by the internet donor community, that having penile vaginal inseminations will increase the chances of getting pregnant. This is not supported by science or peer review as of right now. And I I got this still picture which made me laugh. And I asked the Fediverse, hey, I have this cool picture. It's this funny picture. Can you go ahead? Can you like give me like a caption for this funny picture that I found? Here it is. Here's the picture. I laughed when I saw this and I said, chat, caption this. Caption this picture for me. And one of the best replies. There's a lot of good ones, but this was my favorite. Is this right here? Where is it? Oh, I saw it. 9 out of 10 doctors agree. So now every time I see something that says something like there is no peer-reviewed science that this is a better way to conceive, I'm gonna think 9 out of 10 doctors agree. And here's a picture of one of them. It's not peer-reviewed, so you can't say that on Reddit. It's just, it's a literal nightmare, chat. That's what it is. I could continue reading this. I guess I can. Whether the ejaculate shoots out of a penis or of a syringe makes no difference. Recent papers say that heterosexual couples who could inseminate via penis and vagina, or who could not inseminate via penis and vagina due to erectile dysfunction, vaginismus, which is when your vagumba is too tight to actually put a penis into, or other causes, syringe method worked very well, and 70% of couples got pregnant with these chemicals, which is equivalent to sex. They can't even call it sex. Just call it sex. Why does it have to be like 8,000 words long? Furthermore, penile vaginal insemination avoids all contracts you have with your donor. It may not matter to you, you may trust your doctor, but plenty of people have had issues with it in the past, and depending on your location, your spouse may not be able to be the second parent to adopt a child if the donor has not signed away his parental rights or the contract has been voided. Finally, we will not be using a bot for this, but we would like users to be respectful that there needs to be a distinction between a true known donor and an internet donor. A true known donor is someone you know. A friend, a sibling. What the fuck? I'm reading that right? They're saying that if you get knocked up by your brother to help your lesbian relationship, is that? I mean, that's literally what they're saying, right? Okay, and they take issue with the term natural insemination, but getting fucked. Sorry, not getting fucked. That would be incest. That would be wrong. But becoming artificially inseminated by your brother, now that's okay. A person you found on the internet and meet solely to inseminate is not a known donor, and we would like our users to call them internet donors, or some other word you prefer that is not known donor. What the fuck is the point of this statement besides to express that they don't care if you get knocked up by your brother? How many people, this is not something that you would come up with on your own. This person, Queerception or Burrito Siren, knows someone who was impregnated by a sibling via artificial insemination. They have to know that, and that's like their subtle jab to normalize this as a concept. They have to know someone who went through that. It might have been them. Here, I actually looked up this person's picture. I'm pretty sure. This is who I'm thinking of. Biological essentialism of parenting groups. Oh my god, I fucking hate these people. Oh, do I not get pictures because it's I'm not signed in? I swear there was a picture of this person. I'm very sorry. They are like the typical identity of like a bull dyke, if this is who I'm thinking of. Just like the fattest, grossest, frumpiest lesbian. Their first post on Reddit was 5 years ago. Me, 31F, and my fiance, 28F. Her mother, 60s F, is not happy. Thanks for specifying that her mother was a female. I appreciate that. Fucking ass. Her mother is not happy about our wedding next month. Is there anything we can do? Me and my fiance are getting married soon, but do not want parents at the ceremony. How to tell them? Soon to be mother-in-law unhappy with wedding. How to deal with this? Postdoctoral fellow in my... Oh, God, they're a doctorate. This person is a doctor. This is a fucking teacher at an elementary school now. I bet you fucking money. They have a postdoctoral 5 years ago. This person is teaching your kids right now about getting inseminated by your fucking brother. That is what's happening. I guarantee you. I bet money on it. It's so awful. It's so awful. I can't even call her a non-reproductive because she's injected her brother's sperm into her uterus, and now she's a mother. It's the next generation of hobgoblin misfit fuckheads that are going to ruin the world for everyone. The partner's brother. 789. Why do you know this? The partner's brother. I guess that makes sense. Because then it's not too far away from your partner's DNA, right? It's their brother. The kids will come out looking British. Oh, just put them down. Drown them in the tub. I hate the Antichrist, yeah. Yeah, me too. Oh, queer families. I didn't even see this one. Do I dare? There's no post on this. Oh, that's just today. Check it out. Soon to be trans dad, 35 weeks with twins. Finally able to bind again after 28 months of pregnancy, nursing, and wearing boob recovery. The light is at the end of the tunnel. Married in 2005, came out trans and gay in 2017, wanting to be true to the house model UBU. Oldest son came out shortly after. Is that a woman? I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at here. It just makes me uncomfortable. Ordered a completely different product, but China sent me this. It's been a family keepsake since. Love, go along. Wish same-sex marriages for homosexuals. Thanks, China. Xi Jinping is sending these over to fuck with us intentionally. Gay dad creates LGBT families coloring book for his daughter. At least it's a daughter. I feel like the chances of that daughter being molested are way less than the boy's shot. The boy is fucking doomed. House of queer refugees from Kakuma refugee camp were burnt by homophobes a few weeks ago. No more pictures. This is the most horrifying. Okay. Deep breath. I feel better. These people are not so common. These are the minority. Because you have to remember, right? You're a female to male, so getting pregnant is not gender euphoric. It's the opposite of being a man. It's the most unmanly thing you could ever possibly do is be pregnant. That's why all those yaoi fangirls jerk off to it, right? Because it's like the most feminizing thing that could possibly happen to a man. And male to females have no womb, have no ovaries. They'll never be a woman. They're a twisted, cruel mockery of God's perfection, right? So they don't have to worry about that. At least until we get the insertable wombs with the built-in blenders. But then they just want to jerk off having an abortion. That's different. So these are the minority of people, thank God. Russia will never nuke us. They're gonna get us back for bleeding them white during World War II. Okay, they're gonna let us die a slow death. Putin's never gonna put us out of our misery. Neither will Xi Jinping. He wants to watch us agonize. Oh jeez. Trans animals. Soon, I'm sure. Is there anything I've forgotten? Apparently more shit's happening at the trans, but I have no fucking idea. So people never send me the post, so I have no clue. Nobody wants to tell me. This happened, which I find funny.
You want me to sign a fucking meme
Yeah.
of the worst day? Get the fucking turn this camera off.
It's a boogie at like a convention or something at a table, and they asked him to sign a picture of him holding the gun from Frank Castle's point of view, and he gets all indignant about it. I like this part right here.
You want me to sign a fucking meme
Yeah.
of the worst day? Get the fuck.
You want me to sign a fucking meme? Yeah. It's such a sick fuck sounding yeah.
Meme
Yeah.
of the worst day.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I want you to sign that fucking meme, boy. Sign like a pig, boy. Suey. Yeah. Just truly disturbed man behind that camera. No wonder why Boogie is so offended by it. Break that bookie. Why are people asking me? I just said the person stream is on. I've said like 3 times. Halloween, 31st, and the end of the month, the 31st, final day of the month, the 31st, which is Halloween. That's the person stream. I'll schedule it after the stream. And that's it. Yeah. No, I'm not going to mention the R word. R word has not done anything this week. So we can go an entire stream without saying his name or the name of the horse bride. We can go an entire week, chat. Isn't it glorious? All right. I as a final statement, I will point this out because apparently people listen to this stream every fucking day, every week or whatever, and they have no idea. The Patreon thing that I use is called Gumroad. The Gumroad link, gumroad.com/mad@the-internet, all one word. That is my Patreon thing. So if you want to give money and you listen to the stream, I'm sorry I've not made this clear, but I've had like 3 people ask me, and they say they like my podcast. How do I give you money? It's on the Gumroad, dude. I'm sorry if I've made that ambiguous at all. That's a personal shortcoming, I guess. Final note, watch Silence of the Lambs if you've not seen that movie in the last 20 years. It holds up really well, and it's funnier. It's even scarier now that you know what you know about the people of gender. It's even scarier because it's so fucking true. Like the behavior patterns and the jealousy. It's truly a terrifying movie, 30 years ahead of its time. Boring movie. Get the fuck out of here. Wrong. How the fuck can you say Silence of the Lambs is boring? The only thing that pisses me off about Silence of the Lambs is that the main actress is doing like a Texas accent. And Hannibal Lecter says that she's from West Virginia based on her accent. And she's like, Hannibal Lecter, you ain't nothing but a yellow-bellied coward. I'll pop you one, boy, you varmint. And it's like, okay, no, that's not West Virginian. That is fucking. You're doing like a Sandy Cheeks SpongeBob impression of a Texan accent. How the fuck is that from West Virginia? It's bullshit. Hannibal Lecter returned? No, he's a doctor. He's a doctor that eats troons. Ironically. Seriously, go watch Silence of the Lambs. Good movie. With that, that's all. I will see you guys on Halloween Day. Bye-bye. I'm going to break my rule on copyrighted content because this is a good song. You know, they found... This is Q Lazarus, by the way. She made this song. It became a smash hit single. And then she completely dipped off the face of the fucking earth. I think she went to LA and realized that they were all like rapists. And she was like, no, fuck this. And they found her after decades of speculation about what happened to Q Lazarus. Fans identified her driving a bus in New Jersey or something. So she like made this record, had a huge shot of becoming like a famous singer in the 90s, went to LA and was just like, no, fuck you guys, and now drives a bus. That is the good ending. That's the best thing you could hope for. If you try to become a famous singer. Oh, bye.
He told me I seen it right.
I almost made it an entire stream. Do the VTuber thing, it would be fun, from a fucking anime avatar. Fuck you and your... He's Polish, too. He's from a Polish Matrix. God damn it, I almost made the whole stream without that. Son of a bitch.
It always falls. I seen him come, I seen him go. He said, all things pass into the night. And I said, oh no, sir, I must say wrong. I must disagree. Oh no, sir, I must say wrong. Won't you listen to me? He told me I seen it all before. I've been there. I see my hopes and dreams.